Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. Speaking of SMIC, everyone may think that it is a very high-end enterprise. After all, it is a leader in China's chip manufacturing field. However, there has been a lot of discussion recently about SMIC's 7-nanometer production capacity. Some people say that SMIC's 7-nanometer production capacity is like drizzle and cannot meet China's needs at all. What is going on? How many DUV lithography machines did SMIC buy? To talk about SMIC's 7-nanometer production capacity, we must first talk about ASML's DUV lithography machine. Everyone knows that chip manufacturing is inseparable from lithography machines, and ASML is the world's leading lithography machine. SMIC uses ASML's DUV lithography machine to produce 7-nanometer chips, and it is produced by multiple exposures. So, how many DUV lithography machines that can be used to produce 7-nanometer chips did SMIC buy? In fact, the answer is very simple. Just check ASML's account book to find out. ASML's financial statements are open and transparent, and numbers don't lie. As long as you look carefully, you can find the specific number of DUV lithography machines purchased by SMIC. However, knowing the number of lithography machines can tell us SMIC's 7-nanometers production capacity. This is not enough, because we also need to look at the utilization efficiency and production efficiency of these lithography machines. After all, it is useless to buy a machine but not use it, or use it poorly. TSMC veteran estimates, SMIC's 7-nanometers production capacity is a drop in the bucket. Speaking of TSMC, everyone may be more familiar with it. After all, it is the leader in global chip manufacturing. TSMC's staff are veterans with decades of experience, and they are familiar with the technology and process of chip manufacturing. Especially the multiple exposure technology, which is TSMC's specialty. So, what do these TSMC veterans think of SMIC's 7-nanometers production capacity? Based on their own experience, they can easily estimate the number of SMIC's 7-nanometers production capacity. Their conclusion is, SMIC's 7-nanometers production capacity is simply a drop in the bucket and cannot meet China's needs. Why? Because although the multiple exposure technology looks impressive, it is actually a delicate job, just like embroidery, where every stitch and thread must be carefully taken. Moreover, if you want to increase production capacity, you have to look at the utilization efficiency and production efficiency of the lithography machine. In this regard, SMIC still has a big gap compared with TSMC. It's like trying to run F1 with a bicycle, the speed difference is too far. The demand for 7-nanometer chips is astronomical. Compared with the demand, SMIC's current production capacity is like an ant moving a mountain, which is hard to do. To be honest, people hope that SMIC can become stronger and become the pride of China's chip manufacturing. However, there is always a gap between reality and expectations. SMIC's 7-nanometer production capacity is such an example. We all know that chip manufacturing is not an easy task. It requires huge support in terms of technology, capital, talents, etc. Although SMIC has made considerable progress in this regard, it still has a certain distance to compare with global leaders such as TSMC. Just like using a small water pipe to irrigate a barley field, it's good enough to survive. SMIC's current 7-nanometer production capacity is just such a small water pipe. Although it can irrigate some wheat fields, it is far from enough to meet the needs of the entire barley field. Moreover, TSMC's technology and experience are not exaggerated. They estimate SMIC's production capacity faster than an abacus. They know at a glance that SMIC's 7-nanometer production capacity is a piece of cake for them. It's like an old chef cooking, and you can tell the heat at a glance. Just check ASML's account book to know how many DUV lithography machines SMIC has purchased. So, what other information does ASML's financial statements reveal? In fact, it also reveals the truth about SMIC's huge production capacity gap. Everyone knows that chip manufacturing is a highly complex industrial chain. From design, manufacturing to packaging and testing, every link requires a lot of capital and technical support. And SMIC's current production capacity is still far behind the needs of the entire industrial chain. Just like using a small spoon to scoop water to fill a large water tank, it takes a lot of effort. SMIC's current production capacity is like this small spoon. Although it has been trying to scoop water, it still takes a long time and a lot of effort to fill the entire large water tank. To be honest, people hope that SMIC can break through the technical bottleneck as soon as possible, increase production capacity, and meet China's chip needs. However, this is not an easy task. SMIC still needs to make great efforts in technological breakthroughs and capacity improvement. Just like using an old sewing machine to make space suits, it looks high-end, but it can't be completed at all if the deadline is met. SMIC's current 7-nanometer production capacity is such an old sewing machine. Although it can make some space suits, it is far from enough to meet the needs of the entire aerospace field. Therefore, people must be patient and wait for SMIC's growth and progress. After all, Rome was not built in a day, and chip manufacturing is not achieved overnight. SMIC still needs to continuously improve its technology and production capacity in the tempering of time to become the pride of China's chip manufacturing. At the same time, people should give SMIC more support and encouragement. After all, it is the hope and future of China's chip manufacturing. Only when people work together can we jointly promote the development and growth of SMIC and let China have more say and competitiveness in the global chip field.